Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Gloves Off podcast. I think we're on episode 11 at this point. I'm your host, Max Malik.
I'm Elle McKenzie.
And today we have a very, very special episode. Two defensemen on the team. To my left is Mac Gadowsky, and across the table for me is freshman Nolan Collins. Mac, Nolans, thank you guys so much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
We're so excited to have you guys on. This is going to be a fun episode, but I just want to ask, how are you guys doing? Are you enjoying Penn State?
You want to go first?
Yeah, it's been a blast. It's a really special place. We have had fun all year, and we're excited for the last little bit of the season here.
Yeah, it's sad to see that it's already almost March, but it's been unbelievable so far this year. So we're looking forward to the final stretch here, and then hopefully a long playoff run.
Yeah.
What would you say your favorite part of your time so far here has been?
I think, the easy answer is probably the outdoor game was probably the most memorable experience that we got to have. Mm-hmm. That was something that I'll definitely remember forever. But honestly, just the day-to-day life is just unbelievable. It's awesome just how we get treated and what we have access to, and being able to skate and go to battle with these guys every weekend's been an awesome experience for me.
Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty special to be a part of the team here, and that's kind of what you look forward to every day, coming to the rink, seeing all the boys, being able to get on the ice with everyone and compete. Outside of that, I mean, there's so many special things here, like football games, like all the sports are also great to go watch and support them. And like we just went to Thon this past week, and that was I think cool. One of the more special things, like seeing the Penn State community there was awesome.
Very
nice.
Impressive. Like we were there for 4 hours, and I was like dying after. I don't know how people did the whole 46 hours.
I was bummed because I think either Friday or Saturday night, they did all like the teams danced on the floor. That would have been funny to watch you guys do that.
Yeah, the pep rally.
Yeah.
I know, that is a really cool thing. I'm glad you guys got to experience that first Thon. But you mentioned the outdoor game. How was that? Was it like everything you guys expected it to be?
Yeah, it was, and a lot more. It was just so cool leading up the whole week. It was just everybody was so excited for it. We got to practice on it earlier in the week. And then just that whole experience, and it was an unbelievable game. Sucks that we fell a little bit short. But just to see how everybody reacted and came out and supported us, and when we scored, and just the whole setup and what went into it, it was just such a cool experience. And I'm very grateful to have been given that opportunity, and I know all the guys are. So.
Love that.
With that, I want to kind of throw it back to when you guys first started playing hockey. Obviously, Mac, we mentioned your dad's the head coach here, and Collie, from talking to your dad, he's I believe a high-level AAA coach in the Toronto area. Both of your parents being high-level hockey coaches, when you first were introduced to the game, did they really directly or indirectly influence you to play the game, or did you kind of make that decision naturally, like, hey, I want to do this myself, or did they sway you in any way?
Yeah, I think for me, it was just the atmosphere that I was, like my family, when I was born, my family was a hockey family. And, I mean, they didn't force me to play. But just as a kid growing up in Canada, I mean, that's what you do. You try skating, and your dad makes an outdoor rink, and you put skates on for the first time. And it didn't take me long to really fall in love with the sport. And when did I start skating? Probably 3 years old. Started playing little leagues at like 4, and then now I've loved it ever since. So definitely it was, I guess, some influence because we always had hockey on in the house and a lot of hockey talk from when I was really young. But they didn't force me to play it. I kind of just fell in love with it, like I said. So.
Yeah, that's pretty much the same for me. Like, I don't think they ever forced me to play hockey. It was always just, from what I remember, like it was always I just wanted to play, and I think that definitely came from, that being the main sport that I grew up watching. Like when I was a little kid, even when I was a baby, I'd go watch. At the time, it was up in Fairbanks, the Nanooks. He coached the Nanooks, and I'd go watch them, and I think that's kind of where it came from for me. It was just always what I experienced, being able to kind of see like I guess, kind of role models of myself. On his team, all those players, I really looked up to them. Ever since I could remember, every team I kind of followed and, was a huge fan and always looked up to the guys on the team. And so, I think that pushed me in this direction.
And growing up, was it always just hockey, or did you try any other sports for both of you?
No, my parents, when I was growing up, hockey was the main sport in our house, but I think they really pushed me to at least try everything. So growing up through elementary school, I played everything that I could have possibly played. I played lacrosse competitively growing up until I was about 14, 15, until my OHL draft year. Then I stopped playing and just focused on hockey. But growing up, I tried to play every sport. Love basketball. Any sport in school, we would always have, we'd have cricket, we'd have flag football, we'd have frisbee. So I was just tried everything and then, stuck with hockey.
That's awesome. Mac, what do you remember about your time in Alaska? How old were you when you moved down here?
So was born there, both me and my brother. And so I was around 2.5, and he was 1, I think.
Oh, wow.
We ended up moving. My dad, he got the coaching position at Princeton, so we moved to New Jersey. Can't really remember anything, but we got lots of photos from up there in Alaska.
Aw,
How did all the moving kind of impact your hockey career?
Yeah, so we were in Princeton up until when I was turning 10. I think that's when we moved here. And so that was kind of right when, I was getting into kind of being a little bit more serious. Not completely, but it definitely changed a little bit just with, the surroundings. I think New Jersey's a little bit more, population dense, and there's a lot of hockey and hockey rinks all over the place. 20 minutes from my house there, you could get to, I think, 4 or 5 rinks. So it's pretty easy. And here, it's not too, population dense, like I said before. I think other than here in State College, the closest rink is Altoona, which is 40 minutes away. So it's definitely kind of a different landscape with just traveling. I guess that would be the main thing.
For sure. And Collie, throughout, obviously, you had a great minor hockey career too, and something I want to focus on is you participated in the IAHF World U18 Championship. Can you just talk about that tournament and the experience you had and some of the memories you made there?
Yeah, it was an awesome experience for me, especially at the end of what was my NHL draft year. It was a really cool experience. It sucks that we didn't make playoffs that year. We were one of 4 teams not to make playoffs in the OHL, but at the end of the day, I got to go to Germany and compete in that tournament, which was definitely something that I'll remember for a long time. My dad got to come over and watch as well, and got the opportunity to play with some really amazing players over there. And we didn't, do as well as I would have hoped. We ended up losing in overtime in the quarterfinals against Finland. But we won that game. If we won that game, we could have. Who knows? We could have won the gold. But it was just a really cool experience to play at that level against the other best players of your age group at that time. And like I said, something I'll definitely always remember.
So, Nolan, you decided to go to the OHL before the rule change. What did you ever think you would end up at college? Why did you pick going that way instead of coming to college?
Yeah, it was something that I definitely did debate. I wasn't one of those kids that was fully set on the OHL no matter what. I waited. I got drafted when I was 16, waited the year. It was a COVID year, so it was kind of a year off, but I didn't sign in the OHL until the following year just to keep my options open. And unfortunately, we couldn't play. Who knows what could have happened if we played that year, and maybe I do end up going to college. But obviously, I got real lucky with my age, and it worked out. I got to go do a full OHL career and then come here and have a full college experience in front of or ahead of me, which is just so exciting. And but I mean, growing up, OHL, like going to Oshawa Generals games was the closest team to me, and just seeing the guys wear that visor and just with all the fans at the rinks, it was always something growing up as a kid that you wanted to play in the OHL. I think, especially as a kid from Ontario. So at the end of the day, that's what I chose to do, and then it's worked out amazing that I've been able to come here after as well.
And Mac, for you, you're the first guy on the podcast that's a NOL guy. Can you talk about your experience in the NOL and what you think maybe kind of sets it apart from the bigger leagues like the USHL or the WHL?
Yeah, I had a great time playing in the NOL. It was I was there for 2 years, Springfield, and then was traded to Fairbanks. That was pretty special to be traded back to where I was born, play up there. That was something a great memory that kind of will stick with me forever. The experience, I don't know, I don't think it'd be too different. Like the fans, like they loved the hockey there. They had a lot of the support, and like it was just a blast to play in front of them and play on that team. Great guys all around, and I don't think there's a huge difference. There's definitely funding that these higher levels get a little bit more of, but I don't think there's a big difference in terms of, I guess, experience. Getting to play some junior hockey and having fun with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
What's your fondest memory from junior hockey?
I think just the billet parents. I loved both parents I had in Springfield and Fairbanks. They were awesome, and so just getting close with them, and also I had a couple teammates I lived with too. That was pretty fun. Always getting to know them, playing like games at night with them.
That's awesome. Mac, you're also the first guy on our podcast that's transferred here. Do you mind talking a little bit about like your experience at Army and how it compares to Penn State?
Yeah, it was honestly so fun to be a part of that academy. Like, going into it, I didn't really know much about the military, and I didn't know if I'd like it or have that much fun. But I can honestly say, looking back, it was a blast. Getting to know everyone there, it's just such a strong bond you have with everyone there, and I couldn't be more happy to have been able to spend 2 years there, and yeah, definitely a different experience compared to here at Penn State. Just a little bit more leniency and freedom, but I think that both have their positives on what they're trying to do for the students, and it's pretty great experience to have two great colleges. I'd say two of the best in the country, to have been gone to school and continue my schooling.
And for those who are unfamiliar, obviously being a transfer from a military academy, could you, just for the audience listening at home, can you explain the whole transfer portal thing when it comes to transferring out of a service academy? Yeah. How that process works?
So for a service academy, you have 2 years where you kind of have that option where you can see whether or not military is kind of for you and if you want to pursue that career. And so, after sophomore year, that's kind of the last chance before you have to commit to serving after graduating. And so it's not too different than transferring from many other schools. I don't think. I haven't done the other school part, but I think there's just a couple extra steps. You have to get a couple papers signed from people just to say that you're good to go, and that's about it.
Nice. And then obviously apart from college hockey, just college sports, the transfer portal seems to be king at this point. What was your experience like in the portal? Was it a quick one, a longer experience? And when did Penn State get involved? And I'm sure everybody wants to know. I mean, I already know the answer to the question, but like, how involved was your dad when, in getting you to come to Penn State?
Yeah. So I think the portal opened on a Sunday, and so the compliance there, they said, we're not going to be working on Sunday, so we'll get you on Monday. And I was like, yeah, that's totally fine. And so I got in Monday morning, and I think Penn State, and specifically I believe it was Pags who reached out. It was, I want to say, maybe an hour and a half after getting into the portal. He reached out and said, here, we'd like to set up a little meeting. And there's a few other teams who reached out too, but I think that when I saw it was Pags who reached out, I was like, okay, I think this one I got to set up first. Just listen to them. And so later that afternoon, after class, I got on a Zoom call, and I think my dad, he basically gave the quick rundown that he does with I think most other recruits, and then said, okay, I'm gonna head out, and you just talk to the rest of the coaches, and they'll answer whatever questions. I'm not going to be a part of it. It's up to them whether or not you feel comfortable with coming here. It's not because I'm here, and that was kind of the one thing I was like, okay, I know he's my dad, but I grew up watching all his players and always dreamed of being a part of that locker room. And so when they said, would you like to come here, I was like, yeah, absolutely. And so it was a pretty quick process for me, just because I knew once I got that text that if they offered me, I kind of was going to take it.
Nice.
I love that. I feel like it's so unique to have your dad as your coach, but growing up, did he ever coach you at any other levels, or no?
No, I like to call it a kind of a door opener. When we're younger, we can't really jump the board, so you have a parent or two helping out, open up doors, and I think that's pretty much the most he did that I can remember. So,
Aww.
Yeah.
So sweet. Now we can ask Nolan a few singled out questions, but when the rule change finally happened, did you ever, what made you consider coming to college after that?
I mean, it was always, as soon as the rule change happened, it was something that I kind of wanted to do. I mean, it was something that was very, highly anticipated over, the last, I guess, year or so. And then I kind of got word before that it was going to happen, probably a month and a half before that it did happen. So you started to see kind of schools coming out and being around in OHL games. And then once it was all kind of said and done, it didn't take long for me to commit to Penn State. I basically had one Zoom call, about an hour and a half, and I committed at the end of the Zoom call. So it was kind of hard to say no to what they were showing me and the whole spiel that they give, and I was in right away.
Love that. Mac just said that the biggest difference from Army was the leniency. What do you think has been the biggest difference from juniors to here for you?
Yeah, the biggest difference is definitely the schedule. It's a lot. It's basically half the games, a lot more practicing, but it's also it's better in the sense where we get to train all week, so it's a lot easier to keep weight on. It's a lot easier to stay strong throughout the season and stay healthy. Only having to worry about the 2 games a week and not having to worry about playing sometimes 4 games in a week and back-to-back-to-back games and long road trips. And we get treated really nice here. And when we're on the road, it's not 8-hour bus rides and that kind of thing. It's it's a lot more luxurious than that. So just the schedule. But then again, at the games when we do play are a lot more meaningful than a lot of games in junior. you play 68 in junior, so there's some nights where, I mean, it just is what it is. Sometimes there's I'm not going to call it a night off, but you're not going to get both teams' bests. Where in college, every game is going to be guys giving 100% playoff intensity effort. So that part of it's definitely different, and it makes the games, you look forward to the games even more when you're not, playing on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, or something like that. You just have to worry about the Friday, Saturday, or Thursday, Friday some weeks. But yeah, the schedule has definitely been the biggest adjustment for me, and then having to deal with school as well. So,
yeah, I was just going to ask about that.
Yeah.
When's the last time you were in a classroom?
This morning. I had to. No, I was taking course. So I took 4 courses my last year in the OHL, second semester. To keep myself eligible, it was some rule I had to be a full-time student while I turned 21 or something, or if I was still playing. So I had to take classes then, and I was in high school my first year, junior, and then I took like a course this semester at a school in Sudbury when I was there. And so, I mean, actually being in a classroom, though, until when I got here this year and in the summer, it had been quite a long time since I've been in a classroom.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I'm used to it now, I think, though.
How's the dorm treating you?
The dorms they're fine. I've been in there quite a while now, so I'm looking forward to getting out. But it's a cool experience, and I think you just kind of gotta embrace it and just. I mean, we're all, for the most part, in there together with all the freshmen, so that makes it a lot more fun. And like I said, I'm looking forward to having my own place hopefully next year. But the dorms has definitely been a cool experience.
Have you experienced one of those dorm sleepovers that Lev and Luke were talking about, or do you stay out of those?
No, I haven't had a dorm sleepover, but maybe one day we could bring all of our beds and have a dorm sleepover. We'll see.
Is your roommate not driving you crazy yet?
No, he's good for the most part. I've been living with him. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. I've been living with Lev long enough. We're really close, and he's honestly he's a good guy to live with.
Good.
So he's not too annoying.
Love that. Mac, do you live in an apartment, or
Yeah.
where are you living? Okay.
Yeah, I'm living in an apartment with Crespo, Shader, and Cade.
Oh.
So it's pretty fun out there.
Very fun.
Yeah.
Some new roommates. Did you have to live on campus both years at Army, or?
Yeah, we had our barracks.
Wow.
Yeah, you
okay.
gotta live in those all 4 years. So
Wow.
it's definitely a different experience living in an apartment. So.
Oh, I bet.
What do the barracks rooms look like? Were they kind of nice, or were they like a prison cell?
They weren't too bad. It's basically just a dorm, but just kind of being a part of the Army, they call it the barracks. So it's pretty similar to what dorm rooms are here. Yeah.
Interesting.
And how do you think your time in Army has best prepared you to kind of obviously you said a school like Penn State not as regimented. Have you carried over some of those habits to what you do now at Penn State, and how has that kind of impacted your daily life?
Yeah, I actually, in the beginning, I almost struggled with having it being not so regimented, and so there's especially with school, there's steps that I took and the resources we have here to kind of make it a little bit more regimented for myself to be able to stay on top of everything a little bit easier, because like I said, it's a good bit of freedom here where it's kind of up to you, and it definitely needed a little kick in the ass here to kind of figure it out, and definitely helped with the kind of regimenting my life a little bit, scheduling it out. Definitely have taken that kind of from West Point.
Nice. And
Seems like you've got it all figured out.
Yeah. And we talked earlier about Nolan's experience with the U18s. You, this year, got the opportunity to play in the Spengler Cup. What was that like being selected to play for that team. Where were you when you found out? And then how was the overall experience traveling to Davos and really making history as a bunch, a group of college players playing against professionals in Europe?
Yeah, it was a phenomenal experience. To start it off, me and Fink, we were kind of pulled aside earlier in the fall, and it was Gads. He was like, "Oh, like we're building this team, and you guys are on the list. Like, would you guys want to play?" And we kind of looked at each other and went, "Yeah, absolutely. Like, this is gonna be an awesome experience." And I think everything that we experienced over there was even more than what we thought it was going to be. It was so much fun. The tournament there, the community, it was phenomenal to experience that. We lived in a hotel, like a 5-minute walk from the rink. So we'd go walk, and you'd pass by all the people, and they'd kind of recognize the logo on your shirt, and they'd be like, "Oh, you guys are awesome! Like, good luck." And it was really refreshing to kind of get that experience and just be a part of that great tournament. It was awesome.
Nice.
Seemed awesome. I was keeping up with all the Instagram stuff, but you guys kind of touched on choosing Penn State and stuff, but do you have something like specific that you were like, yes, this is why I want to come to Penn State?
I mean, not really anything specific. For me, like as far as top college hockey programs, it's the closest really to where I live. It's only about 6.5 hours away, which is pretty good in comparison. So that was obviously a plus for me. But just when I had the online meeting, I just remember like how cool they had a PowerPoint presentation, just kind of going through everything that Penn State was about. From the program, the culture, and the schooling side of it as well, and just how top tier it was, and to see all that, and then have them say that they want me to come play here. It was just really hard to say no. So I was right away. I was like, this is the place for me. So
Love that.
I think that, like I said before, growing up with Gads being my dad, I always looked up to all his players, and wanted to be a part of that culture that I always looked up to. And growing up here, I knew firsthand the community, the Penn State community here, and how special it was. And watching the games and seeing the Pagula buzzing for games was always a great memory, sitting up there with my mom watching those games. And so being able to kind of be on the ice and be a part of that locker room was something that I always wanted to do.
I love that. I mean, you kind of just touched on it, and I wanted just to maybe ask Nolan this, but what makes Gad such an amazing coach? Like, you guys always are talking about it, and it seems like he just makes such a great environment in that locker room, like Mac just said. Like, what is it?
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Gads is that he's so approachable. He really goes out of his way to make personal relationships with all of his players. He's the most competitive guy at the rink, and he's always wanting to challenge people and different things. And we have the ping pong, we have darts, we have juggling. Even now, we work the speed bag, and he's showing off doing that. So I think just having him be that role model for everybody to kind of just follow his lead is part of why he's just a great coach. And then he might give that impression if you just look at Gads that he's some old school coach, get the puck in deep, go finish it. But he gives the players a lot of freedom to be creative. And play with instinct is something that the coaching staff always talks about, and I just think he has a great system in place, and he's really good at getting through to the guys, and everybody just wants to give it their all for him. And then he's put great leaders in place too that kind of follow his lead, and it just isn't. It's contagious and spreads throughout the lineup.
I love that.
And Matt Gads is a Canadian guy. You're an American guy, obviously went to Army this weekend, Sunday, gold medal game, U.S. Canada.
This is coming.
The better team won.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know like you guys got together and watched it, but was there any reaction out of him? Were you guys kind of talking trash throughout the week? Did you pick a side? Like, what was that whole thing like?
No, I didn't really talk to him about it. My mom, I just had dinner with them last night, actually. My mom brought it up. She was like, oh, so who were you cheering for? I was like, obviously USA. And she's like, oh, my goodness. Like, because she's Canadian, too. So I was kind of rubbing it in a little bit, but not too much. There's definitely more between the team.
Yeah.
We were all kind of going at each other throughout the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can
And
imagine.
Still, they just are so fired up about the goal. They won't let it go probably for another week, but
Well, for the next 4 years, you're going to hear about it.
4
yeah,
years.
no, that's true.
Till it happens again.
Good for the game, I think, though. Sucks the Canada loss, but I think it's good for the, growth of the game down here, and
Yeah.
two obviously unbelievable hockey countries, and it was again an overtime game just like the Four Nations, and the U.S. got the better of us this time, but we'll be back. We'll be back in 2030.
Speaking of your competitions that you guys have, who's winning at ping pong, who's winning at darts? I hear Mac's pretty good.
There was a lot of change in the ping pong board today. I don't know who
Really?
is. Is it Gav or is it Omer? Gads?
Omer.
It's been kind of Gav, Omer, and Gads have kind of been rotating as the
Yeah.
top three for a while now. Gads is still top of darts. I'm top 3 in darts right now, though, or I was actually. I lost yesterday, but I'll be back up tomorrow after I beat Shader. So darts has been pretty competitive. I mean, ping pong's probably the most competitive.
I
Like the
think
most
so,
guys
yeah.
do it, but darts is. People are starting to play darts more too.
We heard that Luke is good at chess.
Chess,
Do you have any competition?
He's
in
about the
that?
only guy who plays, but he is good. That's something like.
That's the
you
one
play
thing he
chess?
has, huh?
Yeah, that's his game. If you ask him, I played a bit of chess back like during COVID, especially. I played just on my phone, but I think Mies used to like really play. So he's pretty good at chess. I'll give him that.
Yeah, played him a couple times.
Not great at
I-
anything else, but chess and hockey.
I heard he's good at the guitar too.
Oh, that's true, actually. Mies can also play the
Yeah,
guitar.
he's
Do you
fun.
guys
he does
have
have some
any-
hidden talents.
Do you guys have any hidden talents of anything?
Not really
I
hidden.
really
Not
don't
that I can
think
think
so.
of right
No.
now, unfortunately.
Boring.
I'd love to learn how to play the harmonica.
The harmonica.
That's on my bucket list.
That sounds like a
um,
lot of fun.
Yeah, it would be.
Did you guys play like the recorder like growing up?
Yeah,
that was the only
recorder.
instrument I ever played. 'cause I was
Ukulele.
forced to.
I did a violin for
Okay.
like a year.
Violin?
And a half, yeah.
I did baritone. It's like a mini tuba. I did that in like 8th grade, but
Wow, that's
Yeah.
interesting. You guys could start a team band.
Oh, you
I
should.
don't know if you'd want my violin skills. It wasn't too great.
Who do you think would be on vocals in that team band? Who'd be singing?
I don't know.
Honestly,
It could be me,
It-
but
yeah.
like depends on the song. I don't know. We haven't had too many guys that are big karaoke. I mean, like Omer's pretty good. Like he gives effort.
yeah.
I haven't seen too many of the upperclassmen do karaoke. It was more a lot of the freshmen doing karaoke at the start of the year. So
That's
I don't know how everybody's voice sounds, but depends on the genre of music. I think we'll
What-
say that.
Yeah.
What's your go-to karaoke song?
Oh, Atlantic City by the band is my like staple. If I ever need to do karaoke, it's gonna be that.
What about dancing? Are we good at dancing?
I don't think I'm like good at it. We were talking about the thon dances earlier. We didn't do one in front of everybody, but we did have to do one for all the athletes, like the freshmen.
Oh yeah.
Mac almost was
Yeah,
able
I
to
was,
do it with us. He was a substitute.
I was a reserve.
reserve on the bench, but
With those leather pants.
yeah, did you?
I saw.
Yeah, so we did do that. I thought we did pretty good. We were getting ripped because the boys won it last year, but I just think the competition was a lot better this year.
Mm.
Yeah.
Our outfits were dialed. our dance was like decent.
I
It
thought
wasn't
you guys did a
perfect,
good
but
job.
You
yeah, I
win
think-
style points for the outfits, I guess.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all that matters,
Yeah,
right?
and I was the lead
Really?
lip syncer in that one.
Wow.
But I don't know. I thought we did a pretty good job with it, but the judges thought otherwise, I guess.
Biased. I think.
Yeah,
A little
yeah.
bit biased.
And we were talking about the Olympics earlier. Obviously, they have like a ton of different sports, and it doesn't have to be like an Olympic sport. But if you could go professional in one other sport besides hockey, what would it be?
I think I'm decent at golf. Definitely not good enough, but I think that'd be the sport I'd try to go for. I think that's pretty fun sport. Nice weather.
Yeah, I think for me, like if you were saying like what's the most realistic, I'd say like I could probably go professional in lacrosse if I had focused on playing lacrosse instead of hockey. But I would rather probably like I think playing like football would be really cool. I'm big like NFL guy. Basketball as well. I really enjoy kind of any of those. I guess 3 sports there.
What's your NFL team?
I'm a Lions fan as of, I guess, last year. Like I kind of was always up in the air. I just kind of cheer for my fantasy teams. But I liked Brady when he was still playing, and then so I cheer for the Bucks because Mike Evans is one of my favorite players. But then I lived in Michigan last year playing in Flint, and my whole billet family was big Lions fans, and I just kind of hopped on, being a Lions fan. So we have a couple of us here. Me and Shoner are both Lions fans. Wasn't the best year for them this year, but I think they still have a good team, and they'll be back next year, hopefully make playoffs. But most of my fantasy team always is what I'm cheering for, first and foremost.
Mac, are you a football fan?
No, I honestly don't really pay too much attention. I guess other than Penn State football. Yeah, most sports kind of get pushed under the rug. I'll really only pay attention to hockey, like professionally at least. I'll watch the big games, Super Bowl, World Cup for soccer, World Series, that stuff, but don't really follow any regular season.
That's okay. Nolan, how was like your first Penn State football season? Was that like a shock to you?
Yeah, it was definitely a culture shock. Like
Yeah.
I'd never experienced a tailgate before, and it was cool because was it 4 or 5 home games they had before our season started.
Yeah.
It was something like
It was
that.
quite a few,
It
I
was
think.
at
It was a
least
good bit.
4. So I got to experience, a lot of them, and the whiteout game was really cool as well. But I think the whole experience has just it was so cool. Like the tailgate, we have an awesome setup, and it's good to get out there with all the guys, and especially at the start of the year, with kind of just getting to know everybody, and just seeing like how many people are out there was the craziest part of it to me.
Mm-hmm.
Just how far back like cars and tailgates go when you can just kind of look around and it's just endless. So it was definitely different from anything I've experienced in Canada. I did get to go to a big house game when I was in Michigan last year, so I kind of got a little taste of like what it was like to be in a stadium that big. But still, Beaver was really cool to go into for the first time as well.
Is there a Penn State sport that is still on your radar that you want to check out?
Yeah, I mean, I've yet to go to a wrestling match, so I'd love to do that. That's probably the biggest thing I've been to. Got to go to what did we went to women's volleyball. We did
Volleyball.
basketball. I like to check out a lacrosse game once they start playing again too.
Mm-hmm.
So I know they're pretty good. I like to check out everything.
Yeah. I feel like Penn State's a fun place for all those sports, even though it's not professional. It's still cool to let you get like that good of athletes right in front of you. But
Yeah,
wrestling's supposed to be
yeah,
insane. So
Yeah.
wrestling's nuts.
Yeah.
I got to see one of those.
They're fun. They're really fun. I went to one last year as a fan and covered one this year as like a member of the media. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's crazy to me how you're down there one-on-one just fighting a guy basically. And there's how many people are watching? Like how many people do they fit in?
in the BJC, it's like 10,000.
Yeah,
I don't know how many in
BJC.
Rec Hall, but BJC is a good bit.
It's a
But
lot,
anyways, a lot of eyes on you.
For sure. You want to do the rapid fire questions now? Have a little fun with it?
Yeah.
All right. What's your favorite pregame hype song?
I I guess not
Nickelback.
sober, but Chief Keef's what we always listen to as we're going out.
Yeah,
So I'll say that. Nickelback's always good.
I
Anything
enjoy
Nickelback.
Nickelback. Yeah, we got that before warm-ups.
Yeah.
I always enjoy them.
What's the go-to Nickelback song? Or is it
Ooh.
just anything?
What's the one that I forget? I don't even know the name of the one we always play. I like How You Remind Me. I think that's probably my
that's a good
favorite
one.
Nickelback song.
I think my favorite's probably like Photograph.
Photograph's
Yeah.
great, yeah.
What's one word that your teammates would use to describe you?
I
Rapid fire.
I know.
I don't even know.
Guys would say I'm nonchalant, probably,
Yeah.
right? Is that 2 words or is that one?
That's one.
That's
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a compound word, I think.
Compound word.
I feel like maybe like quiet or reserved might be one.
Okay. If you sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. Who's more likely to cry during a movie? And like, what movie do you think it would be?
Like out of us two?
Yeah, out of the two of you.
Ooh.
I don't know. Probably me. I don't know. Like
I don't know if you put Marley and me on. That's an auto cry for
maybe
me.
both. I don't know.
That's a popular thing. Everyone's like, I'm not gonna cry in a movie except if it's about a dog. Then I might.
Yeah.
If you guys aren't at the rink, where can we find you?
It's funny. Mac is only ever at the rink or Greenberg.
Yeah.
I guess at the dorms, or I mean, yeah, that's really the only places that we go.
Yeah, maybe in the.
What about like in general, your favorite place to like?
Yeah, whether it's like
spend
downtown
time,
or somewhere.
If you had free time.
I mean, if it's nice weather, maybe golf course for me. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Enjoy golfing.
Yeah. Just with the guys, whatever. If it's at the house or just hanging out with the guys somewhere, doesn't really matter for me. Specific location. Maybe sometimes we like to go to the IM and play basketball or play some sport there. So say that.
Would you guys rather have only one pair of shoes or one suit?
I only have one suit already.
I do one suit. I'm a big shoe guy.
Okay.
I don't really have too many shoes. I have like a sneaker.
The
I have
team
a
issued shoes.
Yeah, team issued shoes basically.
Yeah.
And then a nice shoe to go with my suit. But yeah, only one suit. It's already me.
That's all you need.
If you were to eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Maybe sushi, big sushi guy.
That's the first thing that came to my head. But like, if I'm eating that every day, I'm thinking I'm gonna get sick.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I think anything every day is tough.
Yeah, it's true. I think so. Yeah, sushi's actually a good play
Sushi,
because like sushi's you could eat. It's pretty broad. Like there's lots of different types.
Yeah, one of my favorite. If we have to like only eat one type of sushi, I'd probably change it to maybe like pierogies. I'm a big pierogi. Big pierogi fan.
Yeah.
I love the pierogies.
Are you pierogies with potatoes or sauerkraut or something else inside?
Potatoes, cheese, and then you inside top it off with some sour cream, caramelized onions, and then a little bit of cheese to top it off.
Yeah.
Nice.
Would you guys rather go on a beach vacation or a mountain vacation?
Beach for me.
Yeah, probably beach.
Okay.
Who's more athletic, and not like just in hockey, just in general?
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like I'm fairly decent at a lot of things. I don't think I'm great at anything though.
Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty good at most things as well, athletically, like for the most part.
Yeah, I don't think we'd be too different.
Yeah, similar.
I have a question for Mac. While I was coming up with questions, I saw your real name is McDonald. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah.
McDonald.
McDonald. Where does that come from? Can you
Yeah, so
give us
that's
some backstory?
So that's my mom's maiden name actually.
Oh,
so,
awesome.
It kind of comes family name. I think I don't really know the whole story about like why exactly they chose it, but yeah, it's just my mom's maiden name. So I think kind of have a part of her family, in my name is pretty special.
Yes, for sure. Love that. Any more funny questions?
I got nothing else, and we're up on 51 minutes.
Yeah.
So I think this is a pretty good spot to wrap it up. Mac, Collie, thank you guys so much for coming on. This was episode 11 of the Gloves Off podcast, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.